The Jimmy Z Show.
From Notre Dame is very disturbing. I'm really ticked off about this whole thing. We talked a long time ago about Barack Obama speaking at Notre Dame. The Catholic Church is supposedly very pro-life in terms of abortion, very much anti-abortion, and in fact, I have considered the Catholic Church to be one of the biggest, loudest, and most outspoken proponents of life in this country, not to mention around the world. And yet they allowed this man, who is now President of the United States, to come and speak at Notre Dame. We have never had a president who is more anti-life than Barack Obama. Well, this is a follow-up to that story at lifenews.com. Because he participated, this is about a guy who has worked at Notre Dame for 22 years. Because he participated in the protest that students, staff, and pro-life supporters backed when Notre Dame University decided to allow pro-abortion President Barack Obama to give its commencement speech, Associate Vice President for Residence Life Bill Kirk apparently lost his job. Father Tom Doyle, the new vice president of Notre Dame for Student Affairs, reportedly fired Kirk, who had spent nearly 22 years with the college. Dr. David Solomon, a Notre Dame professor, penned a column in the conservative Irish Rover newspaper laying out what happened, and it is apparently causing a buzz on the internet and in Catholic circles. Here's a quote from that writing. "The decision was both unfair and imprudent. It was unfair because, as a loyal employee of Notre Dame for almost 22 years, and one who has been placed repeatedly in positions where he took the brunt of public criticism for enforcing policies adopted by his superiors, he deserved better from those superiors than to be removed from office with no notice and no public explanation for his removal." Dr. Solomon noted how Bill and his wife Elizabeth were active in pro-life activities on campus and with the response to the Obama speech. And as an official faculty advisor to the Right to Life Club, Elizabeth served as primary advisor to the student coalition formed in the spring of 2009 as a Notre Dame response, there's a link for that as well, and served as a conduit for many, including junior, untenured faculty members who were unwilling to get involved directly for fear of reprisal. Now think about that. We have the Catholic Church, very outspoken on matters of life and abortion. We have Notre Dame, a Catholic, the premier Catholic school in the United States. And we have faculty members who are fearful to get involved with pro-life activities because what? The school has gone so far left, they're promoting pro-choice? I don't get this at all. This makes no sense. And I'm calling on those of you who are either Catholic or have Catholic friends to contact their parishes and to contact the Catholic Church and let their voices be heard. It sounds to me like the Catholic Church is totally losing control of Notre Dame University. I hope to have Sunlit Night on the program later this week to talk about this in more detail, because he is a devoted Catholic, and I want to understand what Catholics can do to change this. This needs to be changed. I can't believe, it's one thing to have the president there, but then to find out that we have all of these people who work for Notre Dame, who are faculty at Notre Dame, and they're afraid to stand up for pro-life issues? What in the hell is going on here? Dr. Solomon wrote, "Without compromising his administrative duties, Bill stood with the students of ND Response at their rally on the South Quad of Commencement Day. He was the only senior administrator of Notre Dame willing to do so. At the time Bill took part in the ND Response rally, many people commented on the courage it took for him to stand with his wife and other witnesses to this protest of Notre Dame's decision to award President Obama with an honorary degree. Why should it take courage? Why should people be so afraid to stand up for life, to stand up against abortion at Notre Dame, a Catholic university? This is outrageous. It takes courage to do this. Well, that means that the people knew that his job was at stake. Now, if this was any number of liberal universities across the United States, you could understand why people would be afraid to stand up and protest Barack Obama coming to the school and speaking and receiving an honorary degree. Because generally, most of those liberal schools are very pro-choice. But this is outrageous. And listen to this. The administration of Notre Dame welcomed President Obama's sharp dissent from and attack on central Catholic teaching on life. It seemed only reasonable that they would equally welcome dissent from university policy from such a loyal Catholic and member of the Notre Dame family as Bill Kirk, especially when his dissent was made in the name of Catholic principles at Notre Dame's heart and in the company of his bishop. Solomon says there was apparently reason for Kirk to be concerned after all, and he now worries about what chilling effect the firing will have on other staff at Notre Dame. No kidding. This is also Dr. Solomon. A number of other administrators have told me, in light of Bill Kirk's treatment, they will in the future keep their heads down rather than dissent from the policies of the central administration. And again, I have to ask, why is the policy of the central administration of Notre Dame University, a Catholic school, so anti-life? The Notre Dame professor does not buy the excuse that the firing came for restructuring reasons, since Kirk seemed to be the only person in the office whose job was eliminated. Solomon concludes, the Kirks will survive their brutal treatment by Our Lady's University. They are people of enormous energy and talent and goodness. They will make new friends and contribute to other communities elsewhere. It is those of us left behind who are the real losers, and those responsible for the firing of Bill Kirk may suffer the biggest losses of all. I certainly hope so. It's time for the Catholic Church, no less than the Vatican, to stand up for what it believes and get this school back in line. The Vatican needs to fire the liberals who are obviously running this school. And those of you, let me see what I was thinking here. Those of you who are Catholic and have more light to shed on this, or have a dissenting view for whatever reason, you can contact the show at thejimmyzshow@gmail.com, or you can call in and record your comments at 714-905-9591. 714-905-9591. I would love to hear from you. But in my mind, this is outrageous and totally goes against Catholic teaching. What the hell is going on at Notre Dame? I need to catch my breath. I need to chill for a moment. Wow, that amazes me. It really does.